Hi, my name is Violet Price, and I just finished my second day shooting my feature film, God's Country. My second day shooting a feature film. Took me 2.5 years to write it, and a year to get it funded, and it's been quite a ride. And I'm finally doing it, and I want to do a video blog at the end of every day, sort of like document it or whatever. It seems like a more interesting time to do a video blog than when I'm usually just high and bored. Um, but I've been thinking maybe that's a terrible idea because after working um, and stressing out for like 14 hours straight at least, I don't even know what time I was awake today. It's 2 in the morning now. Um, I was up. We'll get to that. Right now, all I want to do is decompress and stress out and like freak out about stuff. And I don't know if that makes a great video blog, a great documentation. And the other thing is all the fun stuff that I would like tell interesting stories about is, I mean, to be completely honest, and maybe I shouldn't even say this, the stuff that is going wrong. And that does not help me professionally to advertise. And it's rude to the people involved. And that's life. And it's too bad that you are not my girlfriend or my wife or one of my close friends in chat because you could hear me rant and rave about all the things that are driving me crazy. Um, but you're not even supposed to admit anything ever goes wrong. Everyone I'm working with is easy to work with. There's no trouble. The good thing so far is in the last few days I have gotten everything I wanted. And I've gotten not only everything I wanted, today in particular I picked up some stuff. We were improvising and just trying weird shots and we accidentally got um, just a great part of the movie. Like we got all this, her kind of freaking out in her bedroom. We like improvised some shots, and we got some like apparently Bugs Matrix. I did not know this can just absolutely shred on guitar, and we got some amazing stuff of her just shredding and dissociating. That's like a metaphor for some other stuff. We had a really good day. We've had two really good days. But I cannot. I had a talk with my producer today. Something I can say is I've been shooting without an assistant director or a script editor or a DIT, which are all things that when you're directing your first feature are people I should be leaning on, people I need, positions that I thought I was going to have. I was told I was going to have, but things have been shifting around. There have been some, fires to put out. Let's say there have been some fires to put out, and that sort of had a domino effect on all the other things and created a lot more fires. Um, but alas, um, I made it through the day. I got what I wanted. I got what I wanted. Not did I get what I wanted. I got something like I said yesterday, like you talk so much about your movie. You have to get people to believe in it. No one's gonna be like, this is like, you know what I mean? Like you're asking people to invest money in you, time, favors, talent. Like this is the biggest thing I've ever asked everyone for, and there's so many people getting behind me. And the way you get people to get behind you is you talk a lot. You talk it up, you pitch it, you frame it. Oh, it's about lesbians averted billionaires. It's political. It's like cheap to make. It's got cool actors in it. You're always finding some way to like, you have to read people what they want. But at the end of the day, like, you're just talking. So being able to put my money where my mouth is and have something that is in my head for so long that it's stressed out about so much, and to shoot it and then to watch it and be like, I'm the only one who's seen my movie because I've seen every single shot on the monitor and I know how it's going to be edited because it's pretty straightforward. And my movie's fucking good. I cannot wait to share it. I cannot wait for people to see it. Well, I think my biggest problem on this movie is that as soon as I have anything to show, I'm going to release it. Someone was like, "Oh, you did this like singing in a mirror thing, like lip sync, and like be like that'd be a good promotion." I'm like, "Don't tell me that. I'm going to like leak every screen, every still." I have no discipline as far as like the dopamine of being like, look how good this is. I'm so excited. Like I am one of those kids when I could have my aunt would give me like one French fry on the way home from McDonald's, and he'd be like, "Give me one more French fry," and then you get home, and you'd have no French fries because you ate them one at a time through the day. I worry that left to my own devices, I'm gonna be so excited about my movie that I'm gonna like, there's gonna be no surprises. But like, whatever. Like, give yourself some gifts. You've worked for it, girl. You've worked for it, girl. Um, Anyway, like, yeah, I'll say some nice things today because there's so many things going right. Other than the fact that we got everything we wanted, um, I just want to hype the people who've been solid for me. Like, a lot of shit has gone down. Um, our lead dropped out. That's public, but other people have dropped out too. People who were key, who were written around, who took months to write for. They have good excuses. There's no hard feelings. Like, life happens. You know what I mean? Like, somebody has a medical thing or a family thing or other, like, legitimately good excuses. But that does not change the fact that route a movie around them, and it's it doesn't create the fact that I'm fucked. like, like yeah, you have a great reason, like cool, like I am fucked, and like that is a fact of life. Um, and that's cool, no hard feelings, but like I am reacting to it, I am dealing with it every day. Like a new fucking crazy thing happens. Like we lost funding, we lost. I mean, again, I wasn't going to talk about the bad things, and I'm not going to. But while I've been melting down, losing my mind, I just like straight up like the star of my movie has been not only like okay, nails it in one take, rehearsed, supportive of non-actors. She's been working with like so far only non-actors. She worked with a 12-year-old today, who was amazing. Who was working with 12-year-olds is such a risk because like some of them are the most professional people I've ever worked with, and some of them are 12-year-olds. And when you ask a 12-year-old to do something, they don't do it. There is no second option there. Like and second year 12-year-olds, something I've noticed is they don't communicate the same way adults do. You will ask them to do something, they will not do it. You will ask them again, and they will do it the same way. And you have to guess that they've decided not to, and they'd rather just constantly the girl was very uncomfortable saying fuck, and I have a 12-year-old saying fuck a lot while she's getting wasted on 40s. I love it. And we spent 45 minutes in rehearsal today being like, just say it like this, say fucked up, and she'd be like fucked up. I'm like, and like I'm not a preschool teacher. I don't work. I know preschool teachers have little games you play, how to communicate with 12-year-olds. I'm okay with that. But directing 12-year-olds can be a nightmare when your entire creative. I mean, it was. I consider it the best and most important scene that this 12-year-old was in. We shot the key scene of the whole movie, in my opinion, and not to like. I don't want to say anything about my movie because like I want it to speak for itself, and like my opinions are my opinions, and when it's edited, it might be different. But like there was a scene today that I think is the one that meant the most to me, that when I wrote it, it meant the most to me, that when the actor read it, it meant the most to them, and is one we've been very precious about and very tender. And it had a 12-year-old in it that we cast off backstage, off like a 2-minute audition. And, happy ending, everybody crushed it. So, like, that was fucking a great thing. But to go back, my actor has just been, I would have fallen apart. Like, I was ready when our first lead dropped out, poster still on the wall. I'm gonna, we'll take it down when we take it down. Until we get a next poster. I think it's fair to leave it up. But anyway, yeah, she's just been insanely solid. She has been like helping us get like stuff an actor doesn't need to do, helping us get extras, helping us like deal with everything. Like we gave her an associate producer credit. If there was something higher than associate producer credit, I guess that'd be producer, which I would like be happily give her if the guy who's already a producer was okay with that, who's, basically working on a movie for free, and like giving, whatever the politics are, I want to give her the highest credit. I want to give her, I upped her points, I get down on my knees every day and say, I couldn't do this without you. Like the star of my movie is just been my rock, and it had been so good because I was losing my fucking mind. And also they're so positive. Like, I consider myself a pretty positive person. On set, you have to be. And as far as directors go, I'm way more positive because I grew up in unpaid crews, making things with my friends. And if you just don't be a dick when your friends are doing your movies for free. When you're making your like sketch comedy, you don't be like, my way or the highway, motherfucker. And you're like stoner buddy. Like I am. Some say my biggest weakness is that I don't yell at people enough, which I disagree with. But I see the criticism, and sometimes I'll argue that I'm finding my pace with it. Like I'm sure by the end of this movie I'll be maybe a little more assertive. Anyway, self-criticism aside, yeah, but like I'm like 90% positive, but like I had something going on that like how do I put it to be like to be vague? Like someone was doing something that was like fucking everything up. And like for a reason that wasn't very good. Like they did like most people have good excuses when they fuck your shit up. And like it just like on set there was a thing happening that was very frustrating to me and had been going on for hours and it stopped the entire production dead on my first day of shooting. And I was positive, but after 2.5 hours I was just like fucking like fuck. And my actor gave me a dirty look and walked away from me. And like even at that point I think it was reasonable to like invent a little, but like god damn it, like no, like that was fucking I like having someone in my life who like, I can keeps me positive, like keeps me like because positivity is obviously good for a lot of reasons, but also like the people around you need you to be positive. Like that's just fucking professionalism. And although 99% of directors are fucking, from what I understand, assholes. I haven't worked with a lot of narrative directors. Most of my experience professionally has been working on my own stuff is like the main stuff I do, but I've done like a ton of reality, and I've done a ton of music videos, and I've done a ton of other stuff like that. But like, no, I haven't dealt with. But from what I understand, most directors are gigantic dicks, and everyone who works with me is like shocked by how like nice I am. Although I hear Spike Jonze is the same way. I hear Michel Gondry. I know someone I firsthand working with Michel Gondry was like, this has to be perfect, like blah blah blah. But Spike Jonze was apparently compared to me like favorably in that he like basically just walks around thanking people all day, which is what I do. All I'm doing is like, you're doing a great job. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like, you're talented. You're a genius. Like, I am. That is my style of directing. Is I just walk in circles and constantly tell people that I couldn't do without them and I love them. And that is my style. That is how I do it. Spike Jonze also grew up doing skate videos with his friends and like sketch comedy. So I think he probably comes from the same school of thought that he wasn't someone paying you for your time and this is like my life. Like it's more just like, God damn it, like I can't believe I get to make movies, which is my school of movie making. I don't want to go too long. I'll go 3 more minutes. Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about it. That's my main takeaway is like, I got everything I wanted. I'm a genius. I can't believe it. I can't believe my DP makes everything look so good. I'm working with the sickest DP in the history of DPs. Like, I look at the monitor and it's like a Gaspar Noé meets fucking its own thing. Like, it's cool. Like, I don't like Gaspar Noé, but visually he does some cool things, and it's very interesting to like have an element of that visually, like in ways I didn't expect it. Also, like just they use this like insane fisheye lens. And I fucking won the lottery with them. They also work insanely hard for not enough money, and also like to be honest, since I've been overwhelmed, since I don't have an assistant director, I don't have a script supervisor, I don't have any support in my department. You know what I mean? Like it's the things have been money's been cut, like things are going wrong, and like I'm picking it up and I'm doing good, but I'm so fucking overwhelmed. There are times where like we need to block a scene and I'm like, I don't even know what scene we're on. There's no one to tell me that. I need to go like look at the like it's and she will always just step up and take over. And like some part of me is like deeply embarrassed that like I'm supposed to be directing and my DP is directing. But then like the real part of me is like, no, we're a team and we're working together and this person is experienced and they are doing like we are making a movie together and I will work with this person on every movie I make for the rest of my life. No matter how much they cost, no matter what. I've never found anyone. Good DPs are hard to find. I've worked with a lot of DPs, and I've worked with good DPs, and I've worked with, in my experience, you either have like insanely talented DPs who have like an insane, who think really big and need a lot of lights and a lot of like expensive crew, and like have this like big movie mindset, or you work with people who are like skate video directors who like have that DIY aesthetic. And which is more where I come from, but I want to be more of the high end stuff. Obviously, like you can't start there, and if you're not born into it, you got to fight. I'm fighting, but finding someone who kind of like understands both worlds in a way that I've never found in anyone else, who can make a high end aesthetic and like use like and have grips in like a lighting truck and all this shit, have all that shit. But also be able to like do everything handheld and run and gun to some degree, and like also roll with the way I work, which is very like wild and loose, I guess. If I were to, that's just how I grew up, and it's like something I'm trying to learn the other ways of doing it, and I am definitely adapting to having more money. It's not a hard thing to adapt to. Like, I can't believe there's people who've directed their whole lives with money. It is my first time really directing with like a little bit of money, and not enough money for an AD or a scripty. Not that much money, but like enough money to I don't know, like make a movie. Like I'm shooting, like yeah, like we're in a rough spot with a lot of things, but like we cut a lot of crew, but like whatever, like we're making it work with what we have, and yeah, I'm gonna need help soon, but so far so good. I'm having a meeting with my producer tomorrow about how to address. I think I'm gonna get an assistant. I'm like I can't do this anymore, like because on top of like directing full time, I'm also like recasting, getting my new my new lead, who I've not even had one rehearsal yet, who started shooting this densely complicated 45 pages of complex theatrical Shakespearean dialogue that's nuanced and complicated, develop a whole character. She needs 20 outfits we need to start from scratch on for a shoot that starts in 2 days. like the amount of other things that have been dropped on me, like on top of directing my first feature, something I should be full time focusing on, has spread me thin. I need more money and I need an assistant, and we're gonna see what we have to do about that. Um, I might get an assistant. We'll see. The dream of the AD, the luxury position. Anyway, like I don't want to again. I don't want to like vent, which is hard. That's why I'm not gonna do these anymore because like the vent is so deep in here. The vent is just like I want to call up my closest friend and be like, "Ah!" Like why? 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 But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just allude to the fact that I want to do that, which I think is allowed. I hope it is. No disrespect to anyone. Everyone, I actually don't have any problem with anyone personally. Like I'd also like to clarify our lead dropping out. Like, I have no problem with them very specifically. Like, they are a good person. We were not a good fit. We both. The only criticism is I think we both should have realized it sooner. Like, I think both of us knew it wasn't working. It was like staying in a marriage a little too long. Like you're both trying to make it work, but like ultimately you aren't meant for each other. And it would have been cool, um, but there's no hard feelings on any side of that, or with anyone else. With anyone else, everything has just been the gods aligning against me. Um, and you roll with it. That's what you do. That's what I do. I don't know. I think most people would have just eaten a gun. But I will not eat a gun. I will just work harder and never sleep and constantly stress out and hopefully have an assistant. Anyway, I'm rambling and this has gone 16 minutes, so sorry, it's already too long. I've ruined YouTube. People like me ruin YouTube. I'm a monster. Big up.